Well, as you know, cattle producers around the state strive to supply the market with a quality product and to enhance the land that they farm. Mark Wildman had a chance to visit one cattle operation in South Georgia that is doing just that by using some innovative techniques.
In Irwin County, Dan Glenn is working the land that has been in his family for 4 generations. But his management techniques are much different than in years past.
I moved back home to my family farm about 6 years ago and got interested in cattle and inherited a group of a cow-calf operation and came from a history of sustainability and tried to figure out what my role was here and what I wanted to do. And I got very interested in grass finishing cattle on farm from a health perspective of the land and the soil and for us eating animals. And made some acquaintances, met some folks in New Zealand who'd been doing some really interesting work, and got into intensive grazing under a pivot, finishing animals, and met some other folks and got interested in polycultures and multi-species grazing, and have developed my own direct marketing grass-finished beef program called Deep Grass Grazers.
Seeing cattle feed on very tall forage is a sight you don't normally see on a cattle operation. He only sprays here as a last resort and believes in letting the cattle graze on many different types of forages.
We've got about 6 grazing species behind us, a mixture of legumes and grasses that are good for the cattle and good for the soil. I had the opportunity to meet a farmer in Bismarck a couple years back called Gabe Brown. And Gabe Brown had been building soil organic matter faster than science had thought possible by using a lot of animal density on polyculture, multi-species forage species. And so what we're doing here is we're giving these cattle just a small portion of really good forage and allowing them to eat some and stomp some, and what's left over will feed the soil microbes to build soil organic matter.
Forage is just one important step to this operation, and another critical component is choosing the right cattle that will thrive under this management system.
We've tried to go with old line British breed type cattle, so your original Hereford, your original black and red Angus are 3 of the breeds that we've used here, and they're more predisposed to fatten and to deposit fat more easily. It's the original grazing type animal.
Dan feels the strategy being utilized on this land would work on any farm that has a center pivot and could give farmers more options on their land.
We believe we can put the numbers together to show that you can make as much money finishing beef under a pivot as you can growing corn, cotton, and peanuts, even in good commodity price years.
The cattle here are very gentle and are raised in a very low-stress environment, and that is also a source of pride for the farm. The goal here on this farm is not just to be innovative, but to supply the public with a high-quality beef product that can be purchased directly from the farm.
We sell through our website, www.deepgrassgrazers.com, and we do most of our sales through the website. We're in the process of setting up a meat CSA in the Atlanta market, potentially in the Savannah market, and potentially some other markets as well. But you can buy $100 worth of beef, or you can buy a whole cow right through our website, and we can, if you buy a whole cow, we'll take it to your doorstep.
Dan did not always see himself farming. He was actually an English and journalism major at UGA, but now he is 100% dedicated to his cattle farm and the conservation practices that he is using here.
I moved back home, got interested in cattle, but the cattle have kind of got their horns in me. I'm sold as a stockman, as a herdsman, and I go on vacation and I come home and I want to see my cows.
Reporting from Irwin County, I'm Mark Wildman for the Georgia Farm Monitor.